Welcome to Lesson 18. Our subject in this lesson is Whitehead's notion of contrasts. You will recall that for Whitehead, there are 8 different kinds of existing things. Actual entities have a kind of primacy. But in addition, he talks about contrasts. And for Whitehead, contrasts are very important. The best way to understand a contrast is to look at the yin-yang diagram in Chinese philosophy. You see 2 things held together such that the distinctiveness of each is preserved, and yet they flow into one another without losing their differences. That's a contrast. The Chinese tell us that this particular image reveals something deep about the very nature of life and reality. Whitehead would agree. He was interested in dual contrasts and also in what he called multiple contrasts. The term multiple contrast will be used when there are or may be more than 2 elements jointly contrasted. A multiple contrast is not a mere aggregate of dual contrasts. It is one contrast over and above its component contrasts. You see this in the picture in front of you. You see many, many dual contrasts. But in addition, you see the whole of a multiple contrast. Now, to better understand the importance of contrasts in Whitehead's philosophy, we should connect it with beauty. Whitehead treats beauty in a systematic way in his book Adventures of Ideas, but I'll be using his ideas in that book to comment further upon contrasts in Process and Reality. In Adventures of Ideas, Whitehead recognizes that there are different kinds of beauty. Examples of different kinds of beauty include beauty in landscapes, beauty in feelings, beauty in justice, beauty in friendships, beauty in ideas, beauty in the heart. Beauty always involves contrasts. Contrasts in colors, contrasts in feelings, contrasts in shapes, contrasts in sound, contrasts in relationships. Now, contrasts are not necessarily conflicts, but contrasts do indeed preserve differences. Differences in cultures, differences in ideas, differences in personality, differences in religions. Contrasts also involve harmony, though. There you see the Beatles, and they were well known for their capacities to sing in harmony and thrill the soul with different notes sung simultaneously, each complementing the other. The Beatles' music illustrates a fact about all harmony. Harmony is not sameness. It is not stagnant. It includes novelty, a welcoming, an openness to surprise. That means that harmony can sometimes be destabilizing in order to help us find wider forms of harmony. Existing forms of thought need to be unstructured, deconstructed, so that we can open ourselves to wider truths, deeper truths. In Whitehead's philosophy, there is room for disorder as well as order. Indeed, there's room for a constructive, creative chaos that both reveals and makes way for deeper forms of harmony, deeper kinds of contrasts. Now, contrasts also involve intensity. Intensity includes zest, power, vitality. Intensity is intense. And in Process and Reality, Whitehead says that all of life, at every moment, we and other living beings are seeking some kind of intensity, some kind of vital intensity, some kind of full aliveness that is harmonious to be sure, but also intense. So if we take Process and Reality and Adventures of Ideas and we put them together, we can kind of ask the very general question, what gives life its meaning? It is arguable that in a Whiteheadian context, meaning lies in the enjoyment of satisfying relations with others, with oneself, with the natural world, and with God in ways that are harmoniously intense and intensely harmonious. Indeed, it is arguable that the very aim of God for human beings, for all beings, for the universe as a whole, is that there be an enjoyment of beauty. Beauty always includes, beauty always requires contrasts. They are the very heart of what gives life its meaning. Let there be multiplicity. Let there be differences. Let there be variety. Let them be together in ways that do not collapse anything into sameness. Let them be together in a way that preserves the beautiful variety of a universe that forever seeks a harmony of differences. That's the spirit of Whitehead. And those are some of the ideas that follow from his reflections on contrasts. Thanks. See you next time.